welcome to What's Up Ocala. I'm your host, Andrew Praber, and today we have an important topic to discuss. Namely the recent flooding here in some areas of Marion County. We've gotten quite soggy lately. We want to talk about the significance of flood insurance when you are purchasing a home or when you're already owning a home. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel if you're joining us that way, or just go ahead and tune in each week on the radio show. Go ahead and also make sure that you don't miss an episode by subscribing online and hitting the notification bell. All right, as many of you know, here in Marion County, we have experienced some significant rain in the past few days. From heavy rainfall to overflowing rivers and ponds, these floods have caused some damage to properties across the area and have made some roads closed and impassable. Today, I want to shed some light on the importance of flood insurance and how it can protect you and your investment, as well as steps you should take now if you notice that you have some portions of your property that are maybe not draining as they should. So let's go ahead and get into it. Flooding can be devastating, absolutely devastating. Nobody wants to buy flood insurance because it's expensive or they consider it such. And unfortunately, most standard homeowners insurance policies do not cover flood damage in any capacity. That's why it's really important to understand the value of having flood insurance. So let's dive into some of the reasons why it's a wise investment at times, even if you're not in a flood zone. So if you're in a flood zone, most times it's mandatory by your lender to go ahead and purchase that flood insurance on the homeowner's insurance policy. All right, flooding can result in substantial financial losses. We know this. It can cause structural damage. It can ruin your belongings. It's honestly one of the most destructive forces on earth. Water is. It absolutely is. Whether it's leaking, dripping, downpouring, or if it's just sitting there, it can be damaging. Without proper insurance coverage, you may be left to bear the financial burden all alone. Flood insurance offers that financial protection. It helps you recover and rebuild after a flood event. It also will give you peace of mind. Right now, there's quite a few people wondering what their coverage actually is. We all know how stressful it can be. When we get severe weather, it leads to those rising water levels, and you start thinking of all the potential flooding. By having flood insurance, you have peace of mind. You know that you have the coverage in place to mitigate the financial impact of any of those kind of events. It also allows you to focus on what's really important, your family's health and well-being during those kind of challenging times when we get stressed out. You know, when we see the spaghetti noodles on the screen when a hurricane is coming to our area or something like that. It's really not the hurricane force winds that we look at. It's the water and the tree damage and stuff. Keep in mind, again, we talked about it, in some areas, it is mandatory for you to purchase flood insurance. If you are in a flood zone, it's essential to understand that many lenders require flood insurance as a condition for obtaining a mortgage. This requirement ensures that both you and the lender are protected against potential flood-related losses. So if you're looking at properties in those areas, it's fine, but you have to remember to factor in the cost of insurance when you're budgeting for your new home. Please don't misunderstand. The grand majority of the nearly 1,600 square miles of Marion County is not in a flood zone. We are not actively underwater right now, but there are some areas that are kind of low. Most of the county is high and dry, but those low-lying areas that are prone to flooding, it may be because they're low. It may be because the soil is more clay than sand. Clay just doesn't drain well. It's normally better for farming than sand is, but it doesn't drain well. So, you have to look at those areas. Now, you might be wondering how you can obtain flood insurance. Well, there is the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP. It is a federal initiative that provides coverage to homeowners in flood-prone areas. The program is administered by FEMA. So that's the Federal Emergency Management Agency. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of FEMA at this point. It offers policies. It has a lot of different coverage levels, but it is an option. Additionally, there's, of course, the private insurers who offer flood insurance. They have additional options. They have different clauses. So you want to consider all of that. I know it's a lot. How much insurance do you actually need? Well, to determine the best flood insurance policy for your needs, it's essential that you do this research. You have to. You have to compare different options. You have to consult with an insurance professional that can kind of walk you through it. They can help guide you. They can, show you the process, explain the differences. They can help you understand the different policy details and make absolutely sure that you have adequate coverage based on your needs, your property's needs, the location, your individual circumstances. Actually, if you like a list of local insurance companies that I recommend, go ahead and send us an email. Send us an email at GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com. Let me be very clear, we are not affiliated in any way with these companies, nor do we receive any kind of discounts, commissions, referrals, nothing, okay? We get nothing for referring you to them. These are simply companies and representatives that I've seen truly help our customers. And this has been over the years, many customers. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it when they take care of our customers so well. So to show the appreciation that I have, I recommend them when I can. And right now I can. So if you'd like that list, go ahead and send me an email. Not having flood insurance can leave you vulnerable. It's a significant financial and emotionally, it's a hardship. And I don't want that for you. So here are a few key drawbacks for not having this kind of coverage while you're in a flood-prone area. Again, most of Marion County is not, but if you are, please listen. All right, first off, there's the financial burden. Without flood insurance, homeowners are responsible for covering 100% of the cost for repairing any kind of flood-related damages out of pocket. And floods can be extensively damaging. They can damage the structure of the home, the foundation, the walls, the flooring, the electrical, the kitchen, the bathrooms. It is a mess. The expenses incurred for that kind of restoration, remediation of the mold, replacing damaged personal items, it can add up very quickly. And it can lead to a severe financial burden that might be difficult for some to overcome. And it's something that's preventable. You may also have limited assistance from the insurance companies in this kind of emergency because you don't have the proper coverage. So this is why I'm urging you to take a look at your policy. Just take a look at it. You can't rely on the traditional homeowner's insurance policy or the least expensive one that you've got to provide for flood-related damages. It just doesn't work that way. While standard insurance policies may cover certain types of water damage, maybe, they typically don't cover flood damage very specifically. So that means that homeowners without flood insurance may be left without any form of financial assistance to recover from the losses caused by the flooding. So please, I am urging you, use this as your wake-up call. When you see a little flooded road or something like that, use this as your wake-up call. Please check into your policy, since it will show you what types of flooding are covered, and there are a lot of different kinds. Such as if your sewer backs up into your house, for example, is that going to be covered? Not all flooding comes from the outside in the rain. What if the house floods because of a busted pipe? Is it still going to be covered? That's something to look into. I have literally seen everything. Being in property management for hundreds of houses and thousands of families over the years, I have seen everything. So when I say I prefer having a lot of insurance personally, it's because I have seen it all actually happen. Not all the time, mind you. This stuff is kind of rare, but it does happen. And when I'm right in the thick of it and I see what toll it takes on people, I try and prepare. A lot of people think that if they have high costs associated with repairs, they'll just go ahead and sell the house and just walk away. But they're forgetting that distressed properties, as we call them, they have a reduced resale value. Properties that have been significantly damaged by floods and any kind of water damage, and they lack that proper insurance coverage, they may experience a decrease in their resale value. Sometimes, even if they're repaired, you still have to see that. Even after all the repairs have been made, prospective buyers are likely to be very cautious and less willing to invest in homes that have a history of water damage, just in case there's still some underlying issues. Without the protection and assurance provided by flood insurance, homeowners can really face some major challenges when they go to sell their property. Or they may just receive lower offers due to not necessarily real risk, but perceived risks that are associated with the potential for future flooding, whether it's internal sources like pipes or something like that, or external sources like rain in low-lying areas. Never forget to tally the emotional stress either. Dealing with the aftermath of a flood or similar natural disaster can be an emotionally draining experience, okay? Homeowners without full coverage may find themselves overwhelmed very quickly by the financial strain, the uncertainty, the long-term recovery process, maybe the rehabilitation of the home and all of that, the stress of navigating those repairs, maybe finding temporary accommodations, replacing damaged personal items. I mean, some people walk away with absolutely nothing, and that's just, that it's so taxing. It can take a real toll on homeowners and their families, and it really does affect their entire well-being, their health, and their peace of mind. Stress is very damaging. Not as damaging as water, but it's very damaging. So to recap, not having proper home insurance exposes homeowners to significant financial risks, limited assistance in times of disasters, potential decreases in property value, and of course the heightened emotional stress, and the health and welfare suffers from it. So investing in flood insurance is just one of those proactive steps towards protecting your financial stability, your property, your overall peace of mind when you're faced with this kind of devastating impact of the damage of your home. As a realtor, I strongly advise all homeowners and buyers as well in Marion County to take a very close look at your insurance policy. And I want you to seriously consider investing in flood insurance, even if you don't have to. When you're out shopping for your home, take a look at the grading of not only the house, but also the entire street. I mean, I totally get it. I understand completely. Everybody is raging right now because homeowners insurance has gone up. It's annoying. It can be expensive. But I consider it an investment to your peace of mind and to the protection of your most valuable asset. This is your most expensive piece of property, is your home. This is your most valuable asset. So protect it. For all of you out there that are already in your home, this is a fantastic time to take a look at your vulnerable places in your yard. If you see standing water right now, that obviously needs some attention as soon as possible so that you can make sure that all the rain is draining away from your house correctly. We have WRAs, or water retention areas, all over Marion County. They're mandatory. The builders and the subdivisions and stuff, they have to have those. All rain overflow should be directing itself away from your home and into a WRA nearby. If that's not the case, use this as a strong wake-up call to get it fixed. It's something that needs attention. That is what it's supposed to do. All right. Okay, you're all going to start getting on my case for being like pessimistic and for scaring people. That's not what I want to do. I did have quite a few comments about the sinkhole information that I shared recently. This stuff is, again, it's very rare, and I'm not doing this to scare anyone, but if I see something that needs work, I'm going to say something. How many times have I said to remove adult water oaks to a location away from your house? And yet, each year, this time of year, and during the summer, we get a lot of rain, a water oak, at least one, falls on a house. It was avoidable. That's completely avoidable. With all of this rain, those water oaks are getting crazy top heavy and are just waiting for a reason. Live oaks are great. They can withstand so much. They can live 100 or more years. Water oaks are a nuisance. If you need help identifying the trees in your yard, there are several helpful videos that you can watch on YouTube that show you the difference between those two types of trees alone, along with everything else. So I hope this helps, but definitely check to see if you have one of those water oaks, and if it falls, where is it going to fall? Right now, we're going to take a real short break, and when we get back, we're going to talk stats for residential sales this week here at Berrien County, and of course, fun stuff to do this weekend. So join us in just a moment. All right, welcome back. Okay, before we get into the sales stats this week, I want to ask a small favor. If you are enjoying this program, let us know. The website here at the radio station is classichitsocala.com. Or if you are joining us on YouTube, you can leave a comment, or even better, if you're a fan, we truly appreciate that. And we think if you think that we've helped you and educated you or entertained you in some way, share the video. Maybe somebody else will enjoy it as well. We don't have some crazy massive budget here for advertising, so mostly we're using word of mouth, and it's your mouth that we're using. So if you could help us out with that, it would be great. If there's someone you think would benefit from this show as well, please share. Or maybe they just want to enjoy the mayhem too. So absolutely share and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have already, we greatly appreciate you and welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and jump into those real estate stats for this week here in Berrien County. This is over the last 7 days. Again, residential only. Currently, there are 2,312 homes available and ready to purchase. They are just sitting on the market waiting for you. For new listings this week, we had 224. Price increases, we had a whopping 72. That's almost triple what it's been. Price decreases, 252. And if you know, you've been listening for a while, they've been in the 300s for quite a while. So kind of interesting seeing that. Back on the market, we had 77, sold 244, which is surprising considering it was a holiday weekend last weekend. Expired, we had 16, pending 306. Well, y'all were shopping this week, apparently. Temporarily off the market, we had 17, withdrawn, we had 3, and canceled, we had 24. The national average interest rate is at 7.40% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. The 15-year is at 6.50%. So definitely check to see if that is something that you can do. We always highly recommend that you go ahead and check into doing that 15-year mortgage if it's at all possible. That could potentially save you hundreds of thousands of dollars and a lot of time and stress and everything. You got to account for that stress that paying the mortgage has. Can you imagine not having to pay the mortgage because you got a 15-year instead of a 30-year? Don't just accept the norm. Go ahead and look into getting that 15-year fixed rate mortgage. You did not hear me say an ARM or an adjustable rate mortgage. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. Look for a fixed rate mortgage. And if you are not sure what the difference is, please contact me. Please contact me before you go any further, because we definitely need to chat. There's a big, huge difference there. So definitely, yeah, especially when rates are going up, and they have definitely been going up. So you do not want to sign up for an ARM or adjustable rate mortgage. Look into those fixed rate mortgages if you don't mind. And again, if you do have any questions and you don't necessarily want to share them on air or something like that, we can speak privately. You can go ahead and send us an email. My email is GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com, and I would be thrilled to help you with any of your real estate related questions or needs. Now, if you do want to go ahead and submit a question that will be chosen possibly for our Friday airing of Ask Andrea, you can go ahead and do that at classichitsocala.com. And just click on the Ask Andrea tab, and as I select different questions, throughout the weeks. I will answer it, and you will hear it play on Fridays. That's the day that it plays multiple times a day, so you might hear yourself. I just do first name only, so it's slightly anonymous. If you want it completely anonymous, well, just don't give me your name. But we would be more than happy to answer your real estate related questions. And by asking those questions in a forum like this, it's going to help others to learn as well. Sometimes people just don't want to feel, silly, or maybe they'll think other people will think them silly by asking a question like, what's the difference between an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage, and a fixed rate mortgage? That's a huge question. That could be potentially devastating if you choose the wrong mortgage. So please, please, please ask. I always tell my agents that the only dumb question is one they don't ask. So there are no dumb questions. There are no stupid questions. Feel free to ask them. All right, let's go ahead and jump into what fun stuff there is to do here in Ocala coming up. For this weekend, we have Friday Food Fest. That was yesterday over at Lake Lillian. But remember that the fourth Friday of each month has a lot of family fun. Many food trucks, live music, crafts, free activities for kids, and a whole lot more. So if you missed it this time, you weren't able to make it out last night, make sure and make it for the next one. Again, every fourth Friday it's going on. Now, you may want to be looking for something that's a little bit less soggy, and if that's possible, The Incredibles is playing at the Marion Theater. Also, the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm sorry, but, no offense to Johnny Depp, but I definitely like the original better. I think it was a fantastic movie, and I've watched it over and over and over and over again through the years. I love that movie. But that's playing over at the Marion Theater as well. There is a Heritage Fiesta annual picnic over at Tuscaloosa Park today from noon to 3, where you bring your own dish to share and you can celebrate American heritage or your own country of origin, which seems like a really great idea if you're going to be bringing a dish from your own country of origin. That seems really cool. Keep in mind, Tuscaloosa Park is very soggy right now, so just be aware of that. But you will need to bring a dish to pass, and that's at the Heritage Fiesta Annual Picnic today, noon until 3. Tomorrow, they have a pack walk with Marion County Animal Services. That's 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., and that's at Silver Springs State Park. Families are welcome to come, and you can meet 15 of our shelter dogs. You can walk with them, you can pet them, you can play with them, you can give them treats and everything. So this is a pack walk event. Absolutely awesome. Tonight, we actually have the 5K happening as well, which is really great. It's going to be the retro run. Both my daughter and I are going to be participating in that. It's at 7 o'clock tonight. If you didn't get a chance to sign up, it's probably too late, but you can come out and cheer us all on. That's at 7 p.m. tonight. It's called the Retro Run. So my daughter and I are actually doing 1 5K per month to help promote our health and keep us on track, to, no pun intended, to go ahead and, keep us healthy and strong and encourage others to do that. So we definitely want to encourage you to come out to those 5Ks that we are doing each month. I believe the last month was the one in Kalesa, which was really kind of cool. It was a great place for a 5K, actually, very, very enjoyable. So we really appreciated them doing that. Really loved that it was benefiting Kimberly's Center. So fantastic event. But this one is the Retro Run. So if you happen to see me and my daughter in some 90s garb, just take it with a grain of salt. We were supposed to look like that. It's okay. It's okay. And if you're bothered, look away. Just look away. All right. Well, that's it for us. I hope you guys all stay dry and have some great time in Marion County. If you're not in Marion County, I hope that you get to enjoy the town that you are in. I absolutely believe that you should enjoy your hometown and truly be proud of where you live. I know I am. So hopefully you will be able to do that. And if you're here in Ocala with us, we're so happy to have you as our neighbors. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.